we are Group 3. In our presentation today of trends in educational methods and media, Kimberly Walston will be speaking about brain-based learning, Amy Moss will be speaking about digital citizenship, and Kim Jackson-Denal will be speaking about social emotional learning. Each presentation will present related principles, research findings, and pedagogical implementations. Kimberly Walston, in her conversation about brain-based learning today, will tell us about how emotions are critical tools, pedagogy of humor and movement, and how every day should start with some kind of humor in the classroom. Amy Moss, in her conversation about digital citizenship, is going to help us to think about this before we even get started. By age 10, half of kids today own or borrow a cell phone. By age 11, 6 out of 10 own a cell phone. And by age 12, 75% own a cell phone. Think about this. What kind of tools are they going to need to navigate in this digital era? What kind of things are they going to need to keep themselves safe? And finally, Kim Jackson-Denal will be speaking about social emotional learning. This was a conversation that was relevant long before the pandemic even started. But now that it's here, it's so much more relevant of a conversation. Mental health is something we'll be talking about today and its impact on education. So, I hope you learned something with us today. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to Brain-Based Learning. My name is Kimberly Walston, and today we'll discuss in brevity what brain-based learning is. Brain-based learning, according to Austin and Golkin, 2008, is the brain's most effective way of learning. So we'll discuss the education principles, research findings, and pedagogical uses. Brain-based learning principles, according to Howman 2006, mean that learning is innately linked to the biological and chemical forces that control the human brain. Consequently, neuroscience and classroom instruction are then closely related, according to Willis 2012. Learning through understanding where the brain's strengths lie is critical and key and foundational to brain-based learning. Essentially meaning learning through methods that consider how the brain learns naturally are the reasons why we have brain-based learning. What does the research say? A great deal of effort put into teaching and studying is wasted because students do not adequately process their experiences. Therefore, active processing allows a student to review how and what they've learned so that they can begin to take charge of their learning and the development of their own personal meanings, according to Kane and Kane in 1990. Repetition strengthens connections in the brain. Educators, therefore, should design instructional activities that include these type interest approaches and formative assessments. Emotions are also critical and an effective tool, according to Schiller and Willis 2008, when it comes to brain-based learning. So how do we use it in the classroom pedagogically? You create wall posters with upcoming educational topics, conduct pre and post quizzes, use physical movement as an effective cognitive motivation strategy to strengthen learning, improve memory retrieval, and enhance learners' confidence, according to Howman 2006. Use enriched visual learning, since the eyes are capable of registering 36,000 visual messages per hour, and between 80 and 90% of all information that is absorbed by our brain is visual, according to Howman 2006. Incorporate real-world problems to generate thinking skills, according to Howman 2006, and start your classroom day with humor because emotions are quite effective tools. These are the references to substantiate the research for brain-based learning. Thank you so much for your time.
Digital citizenship. Digital citizenship is being responsible when using technology in what we access, use, transmit, and in the tools that we use to communicate appropriately. So what does being responsible mean? Bowen and Campbell define the areas of responsibility in Ribble's 9 elements of digital citizenship. The 9 elements include access, commerce, communication, literacy, etiquette, law, rights and responsibilities, health and well-being, and security and safety. Each element focuses on a different topic to help guide students to digital citizenship. Access refers to equal access to the resources for all students to participate, including students with disabilities. Digital commerce is the buying and selling goods electronically while protecting personal information. Digital communication is learning to appropriately communicate through technology. Digital literacy teaches how to use knowledge of basic computer skills to access online platforms in preparation of 21st century skills. Digital etiquette is displaying acceptable behavior standards to maintain online morality. Digital law revolves around specific behaviors such as copyright issues. The element of rights and responsibilities refers to being responsible for the use of what is accessed. Digital health refers to maintaining both physical and mental health while engaging in the digital world. Digital security and safety focuses on the following of the protocols, policies, and procedures that are set forth. Does digital citizenship apply in schools? According to Hollingsworth, Dowdy, and Donovan, the accessibility and the use of student-based digital connectivity is inevitable in both K-12 and outside of school. So what impact does this have on our schools and in what we teach? According to Hollingsworth, Ribble's concerns include cyberbullying, identity theft, inappropriate use and etiquette. These areas of concern lead to the need for character development and digital maturity. This, in turn, gives teachers the need to discuss digital citizenship in their classrooms. According to Walters G. and Muhammad, many researchers have shown that teachers have a positive perception of the use of technology in the classroom and believe mobile devices can significantly benefit the educational experience. Research indicates that 93% of school principals believe that effective use of technology within instruction is important. 84% of parents agree with the administrators. 75% of grades 3 to 5 teachers and 60% of K-2 teachers reported they have taught digital citizenship in their classrooms. The elements taught included security and safety, etiquette, communication, commerce, and literacy skills. There are numerous ways to implement a variety of strategies in the classroom. Some include visual aids such as bulletin boards, holding brainstorming sessions, or utilizing online games and practice. Regardless of the method chosen, teachers need to remember that learning happens both intentionally and unintentionally as a result of engagement with students.
Social emotional learning. This learning trend is not a new educational concept. However, our current reality compels educators to focus on the emotional and social needs of all pertinent stakeholders. SEL no longer focuses on special needs and/or students with behavioral disorders. SEL involves problem solving, exhibiting self-control, effective communication, and teamwork for all stakeholders. Sparks, 2011. Castle 2015 defines SEL as the process through which children and adults acquire and apply knowledge, attitudes, and skills necessary to understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. Here are 3 SEL related principles: emotional competence and self-regulation from birth, Durlach and others, 2011, transformational teaching, Slavich and Zimbardo, 2012, SEL learning around technology, Goldsworthy, 2002. SEL research findings. There is substantial evidence that SEL promotes student academic achievement. Quote, a meta-analysis of 213 programs found that social and emotional learning interventions increased students' academic performance by 11 percentile points Durlack and others, 2011. Additional studies need to be performed regarding technology's impact on SEL. However, research proves that technology use paired with activities can positively impact SEL in the classroom. In 2015, Io Sonurak and others conducted a study involving 23 Thai and Cambodian students. Due to the empirical nature of the testing tools, these findings can be generalized across a broader population. Based on this study, activities scaffold technological instruction. SEL research regarding effective implementation. For the social healthy well-being of all stakeholders, a focused, intentional approach is required during instruction for students and during professional development for teachers, administrators, security, and other staff. Findings reveal that district leaders have employed strategies in the broad areas of setting direction, developing people, and redesigning the organization. Lightwood and others, 2004. As of 2018, SEL has not been implemented district-wide. Most principals work with and develop staff using professional development workshops and rely on teachers to implement the changes. Hardy. SEL pedagogical uses. Stanford Harmony 2008, Rethink Ed 2014 are both in use by Norfolk Public Schools. DESE 2017 is available to educators for screening and assessing students. IES Project of Aramis 2016 is a student-centered intervention program. Kids Matter in Australia 2017 further proves that SEL is a worldwide educational focus. Thank you.
This is Kimberly Boston.
This is Amy Moss.
This is Kim Jackson
This is
Denal,
Mike Lewis.
and we're Group 3.